Today we're unboxing the Google Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro, and that's coming up right after this. The time has finally come and we've got the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro to unbox and cover all of the new specs. Before we get started though, please like the video if you're a fan of Google and let me know in the comments if you plan on getting a Pixel 6 or not, and if you haven't already then hit subscribe now so you don't miss a thing in the future. We'll get straight into it with the unboxing and we'll start with the standard Pixel 6. We've got the Pixel 6 here in the stormy black color variant, and this one is 8GB of RAM with 128 storage. So first of all we get the phone itself, and as expected it's a completely new design. Google have finally redesigned the Pixel series and released a phone that looks unique, and I have to say I really like the design and it looks much better in person. Next in the box we get a quick start guide that also has the SIM removal tool. We then get the USB to USB-C transfer tool and the USB-C to USB-C cable. Now unfortunately there's no charging brick in the box, but that's pretty much the way all manufacturers are going now. While it may upset some people, others will already have fast chargers, so this isn't going to be an issue. Google have been doing their bit for the environment, and the Pixel packaging has definitely been reducing over the years, and this is the smallest box we've seen. Now next up we've got the Pixel 6 Pro, and the packaging is exactly the same as the standard 6. We get the Pixel 6 Pro on top, and my one here is the cloudy white color variant with 128GB of storage. Underneath that we again get the quick start guide, SIM removal tool, transfer tool and USB-C cable. So there's been so much leaked already about these phones, and thankfully most of it was true. We've got a fresh design for both Pixel 6 models, and personally I think they look great. Having seen photos and renders for some time, they definitely look much better in person. Both phones are also similar in specs apart from a few major differences, with the Pixel 6 Pro being the premium model. So if we start with the back, I really like the stormy black color of the Pixel 6, but the cloudy white Pixel 6 Pro still looks more premium. The main differences here in terms of functionality is that the Pixel 6 Pro has an extra camera, and in terms of the design, of course the Pixel 6 Pro is slightly larger, and on the camera module we've also got the chrome finish on the top and the bottom. On the Pixel 6 we've got a 50 megapixel primary camera. It's got an aperture of f1.85, an 82-degree field of view, and a 1/1.31-inch sensor. We also get a 12 megapixel ultra wide with an aperture of f2.2, and this has a 114-degree field of view and also lens correction. Alongside that we've got the laser detect autofocus sensor, and the camera system has optical and electronic stabilization, spectral and flicker sensors, and we also get the fast camera launcher. We get a 7x super red zoom, and we can record 4K videos at up to 60 frames a second, and we also get slow motion at 240. The camera system, to be fair, is a big step up from the previous Pixels, and it also comes with new features like cinematic pan, magic eraser, face unblur and more. When it comes to the Pixel 6 Pro, we've got exactly the same camera system but with an additional telephoto camera. It's a 48 megapixel telephoto camera with an aperture of f3.5 and a 23.5-degree field of view. It's got a half-inch image sensor and also allows for 4x optical zoom and 20x super red zoom, so it offers more photography choices than the standard Pixel 6. Another difference between the two is that the standard Pixel 6 has a Gorilla Glass 6 back with a tactile alloy frame, whereas the Pixel 6 Pro has a Gorilla Glass Victus back, and this time with a polished alloy frame. So the Pixel 6 also has its color around the borders and the edges, and it is curved a little bit, but it's definitely more of a flatter edge than the Pixel Pro. The Pixel 6 Pro has a more curved edge along with a chrome finish around the sides, and then it's got this grey panel on the very top. Now personally I would have just preferred to have chrome around the whole way of the Pixel 6 Pro, but both phones feel great overall. The Pixel 6 does feel a little bit plasticky on the sides, and I would say it's a very similar feel to the Pixel 5, whereas the Pixel 6 Pro just feels much nicer to hold with its polished frame and both glass sides curving to meet in the frame. With both phones we've got the power button and the volume rocker on the right, we've got the USB-C port on the bottom along with the speaker grills, and both phones do have stereo speakers utilizing the bottom speaker as well as the cool speaker. On the left hand side we simply just have the SIM tray. If we move over to the front of the phones, you can see that both of them are full screen displays with the punch-hole camera top center, but again, there are differences between the two. With the Pixel 6, we've got a 6.4-inch OLED display with a Full HD Plus resolution of 1080 by 2400, and this gives us 411 pixels per inch. It's a 90Hz display protected by Gorilla Glass Victus. It's got a 20:9 aspect ratio, supports HDR, plus a full 24-bit color depth. On the Pixel 6 Pro, we've got a 6.7-inch OLED display, but this time with a Quad HD Plus resolution of 1440 by 3120, which gives us 512 pixels per inch. On the Pixel 6 Pro, it's a 120Hz LTPO display, and it's also protected by Gorilla Glass Victus. We get a 19.5:9 aspect ratio, and again, it supports HDR and a full 24-bit color depth. Comparing them both side by side, the displays look similar in terms of brightness and color, and while I don't have the equipment to test them, I would say that the Pixel 6 Pro does look like its peak brightness is slightly higher. Now, the Pixel 6 Pro also has thinner bezels all round compared to the Pixel 6, and because the Pixel 6 has a flat display and the Pixel 6 Pro has a curved display, it does make those bezels look even thinner on the Pro. In terms of the Pro's curved display, it's not too extreme, but it's enough, and I actually think they've got this perfect. It's the first premium looking Pixel phone. It looks like a modern smartphone and feels great in the hand. Holding them both, I have to say the Pixel 6 Pro just feels more sturdy and premium due to the materials they've used. It's also slightly heavier, with the Pixel 6 coming in at 207 grams and the Pixel 6 Pro at 210. Now, both phones have an in-display fingerprint scanner on the front, but there's no option for face unlock. When it comes to the punch-hole selfie cameras, we've also got differences here, as the Pixel 6 is equipped with an 8-megapixel selfie camera that has an aperture of f2.0. It's got an 84-degree field of view, but this one can only shoot 1080p at 30 frames a second. When it comes to the Pixel 6 Pro, we get an 11.1-megapixel camera. This has an aperture of f2.2 and a 94-degree field of view, and on the Pixel 6 Pro, we can record 4K at 30 frames a second or 1080p at 30 or 60. In terms of other differences, the Pixel 6 has 8GB of RAM, while the Pixel 6 Pro has 12, but both are available in a choice of either 128 or 256 storage, and this is of course UFS 3.1. The Pixel 6 has a typical battery capacity of 4614 mAh, whereas the Pixel 6 Pro has 5003, and while the specific wide fast charges have not been given by Google, it's about 30 watts, and the Pixel 6 is going to charge to 30% in 30 minutes, whereas the Pixel 6 Pro is going to charge to 50. The Pixel 6 Pro also has wireless charging up to 23 watts, whereas the Pixel 6 is just 21, but both support battery share function to wirelessly charge other devices. We also get ultra-wideband support for the Pixel 6 Pro, but not for the standard Pixel 6, and apart from that, everything else is the same. I've always been a Pixel fan, and it's great to see Google pushing the Pixel 6 series with much more impressive specs and design than we've been used to in previous generations. They've concentrated on hardware and software to deliver what the consumer wants to see. Now, both phones are powered by the Google Tensor chipset, which is a capable chipset focused on the Pixel experience. We get the Titan M2 security chip to keep you as secure as possible, and for the first time we've got a guarantee of 5 years of software updates. For the UK, there's also 2 years manufacturer's warranty, but I can't confirm if this also applies to other countries, and both phones are IP68 water resistant. They're also both 5G compatible, supporting sub-6 GHz bands as well as millimeter wave, but again, this might differ depending on country, and it's great that they've gone back to 2 models, a smaller and a larger one. Both are going to take the great photos and videos we expect from a Pixel, but for those that want the larger phone or a slightly more premium spec, we get the choice of the Pixel 6 Pro. Now, unfortunately for today's video, I'm not allowed to go into software or camera, so that's all going to be in the next video, but overall I'm loving the new Pixels and I can't wait to show you what they can do. With the Pixel 6 coming in at $599 or £599, and the Pixel 6 Pro at $899 or £849, they're definitely going to be very competitive in the market, and I could see this being Google's biggest success when it comes to their phones. As always though, I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment, so what do you think of the Pixel 6? Who out there is waiting to buy one? And if you are going to get one, then are you getting the Pixel 6 or the Pixel 6 Pro? But thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, smash a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down twice, and I'll see you guys in the next one.